Here at the Pine Restaurant at the Hanover Inn with head coach of Dartmouth softball, Jen Williams. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
So, coming off a trip, first road trip of the season, you started 3-0, only the second time in program history you've been 3-0. Talk to me about what that means for the team and what that can mean kind of going forward as far as the expectations for this season.
It just gives you a lot of momentum, and I think that the team really showed, and they were 3-0 against very solid mid-major programs, and then we really took it to Notre Dame as well, which was exciting. We were a little bit short on pitching this weekend, so I think it really showed the team, when we're playing our best, and when we have hopefully a couple more healthy people as well, we can take on anybody, and I think that just gives us so much momentum going into this tournament coming up this weekend where we face an SEC team, and that confidence is going to help us really feel like we can take on Mississippi State and really dive into that game and expect to play hard.
And coming into this next road trip heading to Mississippi, anything you look for out of the team? Is there a certain aspect of the game you want to build on looking back from last weekend?
This past weekend they did a great job getting a little bit better every day, which was something we talked about a lot, whether that was physically or mentally. Learning how to play tired better as a team, which we got a lot better at over the course of the weekend. We're a small but mighty squad this year, so we have to be able to play tired well. And I think next weekend we have an opportunity to continue to build on that, but also to continue to take on better and better competition and still focus on playing our game, not let ourselves be intimidated by anyone. We play at our level always, and that's a big thing that we were able to experience this past weekend. How do we really play our softball through all of that? That's what we're going to be exploring.
Sure, and looking through your roster, you've got 3 seniors that are all pretty big contributors. What do you look for out of those individuals as far as leadership and on the field?
We look for them to have a lot of confidence that is not swayed by day-to-day individual or team performance. And I tell the 3 of them this a lot, as well as the people on the team. Your individual performance cannot shake your conviction that you're a great player or that we are a great team. And if they feel that and live that, that spreads to their teammates who look up to them because they are such important people on our team, on and off the field. Not just because they're on the field, but because of what they bring to our leadership and to our culture. And so if they can really have that conviction that we are a great team regardless of our outcomes, then we are going to have more consistent play that will end up getting us the outcomes we're looking for as well.
Sure, and of course you never want to look too far ahead, but the Ivy League expanding to the 4-team playoff, what does that kind of mean with the way that you approach this season, knowing that, there's an opportunity at the end?
I think that for us, it doesn't actually change anything, but it allows our process to be more effective, which is why I'm so excited about this. Because the way that I've coached is always saying we need to focus on our process and allow that to get us where we want to go. If we're operating at a very high level day to day, then we're going to keep getting better, and eventually that's going to get us the outcomes we want. So if we're going into the Ivy League in previous years, if you drop the first 2 weekends, then you're done, and that's it. Now, thankfully, that's no longer the case, so there's room for growth. I don't think that this team is going to need 2 weekends to find our footing. We are finding our footing so quickly right now. It's wonderful to see, but it just allows us to really be very focused on that process and not having to stress so much about, well, if we don't win these first 2 weekends, then we're in a really, really tough spot. We have the ability to stay focused on our process the way we've always talked about and know it's not going to have as much of a danger of decreasing our playoff chances. And I think that it's more of a sense of freedom to do what we've been talking about doing. And that's really nice to feel.
Sounds great, Coach. Thank you again for joining us. Congrats on a great start, and safe travels this coming weekend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.